Before we get into the ceremony, and I welcome your coaches up, and we recognize all of our great student athletes, I do want to send some thank yous, first of all, to those who made this night possible. Our Board of Education, who has been supportive of myself, education, the whole program, the whole athletic program. They've been great, so I want to give a big shout out, a big thank you to them. Our administrators, from our superintendent to Superintendent Wiles, who we'll hear from shortly, to all of our assistant principals, all of our directors. Everybody's been extremely supportive, receptive, and backing our athletic program, which is much appreciated. Obviously, our coaches who are here to join us tonight and who make this program go. Without them, we wouldn't have nights like this. We wouldn't have teams like we have here. So definitely a big thank you to our coaches. Obviously, our student athletes, right? They're the ones who are on the field, they're on the court, during practice, during games, putting in the work, putting in the effort, and really making an impact and really making this program what it is. Also, our parents, families, guardians who are supporting our student athletes, who are supporting their children, and really, again, make this possible as well. Without their support, we wouldn't be able to move forward with this either. Also, some people like those who are involved in our booster club who are constantly supporting our student athletes, whether it's with care packages when they're going away to sectionals or playoff games, and really their Student Athlete of the Month program. Just everything they're doing really also contributes and makes our program what it is. Some special people I want to shout out as well. Ms. Orr, who I know is here, obviously does a great job of putting all this together, supporting our team, supporting our coaches. So it wouldn't operate without her. And we did have some additional help today. Thank you, Ms. Orr. We did have some additional help today in planning and preparing this and getting everything set up with Nurse Krista and Nurse Cam from the elementary school, so a big shout out to them as well. All right, so at this point, I do now want to invite Superintendent Wiles to the stage to speak about our upcoming capital project.
No, I'm good. Yeah. No, I want to put the...
Yeah.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. First off, I want to congratulate all our student athletes, all our coaches for all their hard work. Special thanks to everyone who put together this project. Most importantly, to all of our parents who do the grind all fall with practices and transportation and getting to events. We really appreciate your support. So I asked to speak tonight because we have a capital project referendum that's coming up on December 3rd. And what that means is that people in the community are going to have the opportunity to vote on a building project. And I would say a big portion of it's not just about athletics and physical education. It is about other items in the building. But a big portion of this project will include changing out our football field to an artificial turf field, installing an 8-lane track. The artificial turf football field will be able to house our field hockey, soccer, and football teams to play under new lights with new bleachers, new concession stands. And there's a lot of information on the website about the costs and about this information. And I'd really encourage everyone to check it out. And I'm not telling you how to vote or to ask you to vote. I'm asking you to vote, not telling you how to vote. But I know that when you go to other schools and see facilities, we are trying to be more competitive and put facilities on our campus for our students like other schools might have. So I put a picture up. If you leave today, there's a video playing. There's also some handouts here that will show all the work that's going to be proposed, including some of the building work like a new PA system and a new phone system in addition to the athletics. So there's a lot here, and we just want to make sure that everybody has the information and know that we're having the vote on December 3rd. If you're registered to vote, you can vote that day. If you're not registered to vote, you can come into the central office, see Marisol Hempt, and register to vote. And that's really all I wanted to share tonight. I'd really encourage you to check out the information. So have a great night. Thank you for all your success, and all your hard work. We really appreciate it. Have a great night.
Thank you very much, Superintendent Wiles. And the image is on the screen, which you'll see is our old athletic field, and then we have, which is in the handouts as well, the proposal for the new athletic field as well. And you can get a better look at this from the handouts, or if you wanted to discuss with anybody, feel free to ask questions and bring up whatever concerns or questions you may have. Okay, now moving forward with the night. The purpose of the night is our sports banquet, so we are now going to move forward with that. What's going to happen now is I'll call up each coach. Each coach will read through and acknowledge their roster and speak a bit about their team and their season, and then they will identify the recipient of their awards. So the first person I'd like to invite up is our tennis coach, Coach McKeever.
All right, good evening. You all can hear me? Cool. Good evening, everyone. Sorry if it looks unprofessional with my phone, but there's too many people to thank for me to memorize, so I'm going to go ahead and first start with thanking Ms. Wiles, Ms. White, Mr. Napoli, Mr. Prokosh, Ms. Matarazza, and the Board of Education for providing the opportunity for our students to engage in sports and have after-school activities to excel in outside of the classroom. I then want to thank Mr. Babone, Ms. Ireland, Ms. Smith, Ms. Fierro, Ms. Galloway, and Ms. Blair Powell for helping push our students succeed to excel in greatness in school and outside of the school, on the court and in the field. I next want to thank Mr. Solomon over here. I feel like I say this every single season, but sometimes tennis is viewed as a second-class sport in some schools, and all the tennis coaches complain about how terrible their athletic directors are. And I can never relate to that because Matt is so great. You know, if there's a problem, I'll talk with Matt, and within minutes, sometimes that problem is solved, but usually within a day. And Matt is great, and he's always at our matches, and I feel super supported from that. So thank you, Matt. I next want to thank Miss Orr. I called Miss Orr today to ask her a question, and I told her I was going to give her a 10-minute speech, and she said anything less than 90 minutes is unacceptable. But we all have places to be, so I'm not going to give a 90-minute speech about Miss Orr. But she is absolutely fantastic. Nothing can get done without her. She sees problems before they happen, and she fulfills them, and she is absolutely great. Thank you, Miss Orr. There's somebody else I had to thank, but I didn't write it down, so. My last thank you goes to Miss Annette Steele, because she let me borrow Mr. Reggie Steele for a lot of our season. So thank you for that. Reggie is incredible. He provides a lot of insight and is so dedicated to not only both of our tennis teams, but this whole athletic program. He puts so much of his time and effort into it, and our school is so lucky to have him. So thank you both, Mr. and Mrs. Steele, for all that you do for us. All right, onto our roster. If you all ladies could stand once I call your name. I have first singles, Eva Urfanos from 11th grade. I have Julia Deo, second singles in 12th grade. I have Destiny Wilkie, third singles from 9th grade. I have Miss Alicia Malia and Miss Nicole Nero, first doubles. They're both in 12th grade. Then I have Miss Roxanne Ross. She was second doubles in 9th grade. And then also not here tonight, I have Valeria Diaz, Kayla Coles, Casey Thomas, Jayla Ragland, and Jasmine Vega Ramos. So we had a pretty good season. You all can sit now. We had a pretty good season. We started with 2 returners and 11 newcomers. And tennis is a great sport where you can learn easily and you just keep improving throughout the season. Some of our season highlights are Julia Deo got a win in her second match, which was awesome. And one of my favorite wins from the season was Destiny Wilkie won in what can be equivalent to overtime. So a super close match, and she pulled it out at the very end. Our season ended with Eva Urfanos making our Mahal tournament, and she played a really tough match against the 5th seed, and she played really, really great. And unfortunately, she lost, but she's a junior, so she's going to do great things next year. She learned a lot of new skills this year, and I'm excited to see what she has next. All right, so for my awards, my first award, I'm calling the Heart of Steel Award. This goes to a senior. She's been on the team for 2 years, and she started out very hesitant, but before she knew it, she started to bloom with confidence, and she really grew into a very smart tennis player. This year, I asked her to step up and help run certain aspects of the team, and she was able to explain certain things to players that were new on the team. Let's see. I wanted to call this award the Human Target Award because throughout the year, she got hit 13 times in matches during match play, which is wild. One match, she got hit 6 times, and she had a couple bruises on after the match. But I don't want to call it the actual Human Target Award. So this one goes out to Alicia Malia. I'm incredibly proud of your growth that you've made not only in tennis, but in school and your life, and I know there's many great things to come. Come on up. All right, my next one's going to Julia Deo, so might as well make your way up while I give this speech. All right, so Julia is new to us this year. She's not new to the sport of tennis. She had previously played on the Rondout boys tennis team for 3 years. She was a doubles player, and this year I had to ask her to play second singles. During practice, during bus rides, and even sometimes in my classroom, she would bust in and scream at me, and she was singing loudly, and she had a very big competitive spirit, and she's known for succeeding everywhere in life. This is just the beginning of a long road for success for Julia, and I'm excited to see where she goes in the world. So, Julia Deo. Are you not going to shake my hand, too? This way, you can follow me. All right, thank you, Ariane.
Once again, let's give it up for the girls varsity tennis team and Coach McKeever. Thank you very much. So the growing numbers of our varsity tennis program, I think, can be attributed to Coach McKeever and the team really continue to push and work hard and do everything they can to get better on and off the court. So next up, we have our volleyball team. I'd like to welcome Coach Worth up to speak about our volleyball team.
Hello. Not really big for public speaking, so it's going to be a nice short and sweet speech, I promise. I would like to start off by thanking Mr. Salomon and the board and the administration for their continued support. I would also like to give a special thanks to Mrs. Orr for all the help she's given me over the years. She is seriously my lifesaver. Thank you for answering every text, every call. The program wouldn't be growing like it does if not for the dedicated coaches, so I'd also like to thank our modified coach, Annette Steele, and our JV coach, Diana Eccles, for what they do for these players and the program. I would also like to thank the players and parents, as without them, there would not be a team. I'm going to go ahead and read my roster right now. If you're here, please stand up. I have freshman Stacy Colon Rodriguez, sophomore Isabella Luis Rivera, sophomore Aliana Castano, sophomore Nevea Ramos, sophomore Michaela Pereira, sophomore Tawana Harrington, sophomore Emma Deschon, junior Akira Pereira, senior Caitlin Evans, senior Nevea Van Dunk, and senior Lily Horvath. This season, we had a motto going in that we would not prioritize points over growth. And boy, did these players grow. I was so excited after every game because as a coach, you can see the progress even if the players can't. I'm proud of this team and the work they put in and hope that they finish the season proud of themselves as well. Thank you especially to my 3 seniors for the work they put in this season. You will be missed. And now I have 2 awards to give. If I could give more, I would. The first award is the Coaches Award. I present this award to a teammate who embodies respect. This player, when we set up the list for players and who made the teams, there was a C next to her name for captain. I asked my JV coach, do you think she knows she means that she's captain? She said, yeah, of course she knows. At that point, the player approached me and said, hey, what does the C mean next to my name? So I started explaining. As I was explaining, she took her headphone from her ear, and the JV coach said, that's why you're captain. And she said, I just didn't want her to think I wasn't listening to her. This player treats every teammate with respect, her opponents with respect, and every official with respect. This player worked hard this season, and I am proud to present the Coaches Award to Akira Pereira. Let's go, Akira. Yo, you get lost back there, right? No problem. Good job, kid. You're wonderful. The second award is one I don't normally like to give, as every player improves, but this year it felt necessary. This award highlights the drive and determination this player put into improving. She spent every practice working and applying, every lesson she was shown. She soaked it up like a sponge and grew by leaps and bounds. The most improved player is our libero, Aliana Castano. Thank you guys so much.
Let's give it up one more time to our volleyball team, all of our players on the roster, as well as those who received their awards. The growth and popularity of the volleyball program, I think, can be attributed to many things, but especially the hard work of Coach Worth, as far as holding open gyms, always being available to assist in coaching, on and off the court, just does a great job. So I know our volleyball program is in great hands moving forward. Next up, we have our cross-country team. I'd like to welcome up Coach Wilson.
Hello. I would like to thank Mr. Salama, Mrs. Orr, the Ellenville Central School District Administration, the Board of Education, and all of the parents that have helped support our Ellenville student athletes in doing what they do. So I'm going to read off the list of everyone I got here on my roster. I'm going to just wait for you guys to hold your applause, and once I say all the names, then we can clap for them. All right. So 9th grader, Caleb St. Peter. 10th grader, Jonah Aldhouse. 10th grader, Giovanni Gonzalez. 11th grader, Jack Henry. 11th grader, Evan Levine. 11th grader, Xavier Brown. 11th grader, Scott Ramos. 11th grader, Caden McQuillan. 11th grader, Caleb Norat. And 11th grader, Jade Torres. And then finally, I have a lone senior, Fouad Sakur. All right, so now I'm going to go over the season overview. So the team had a phenomenal season with almost every athlete recording personal bests in the 5K distance. That's around 3 miles long. The team had competed at several big team invitationals and had performed fairly well as a team at all of them. The best performance from the team came at the Socrates Invitational, in which the boys placed second overall as a team out of 10 teams, with 5 of the boys taking home individual medals for placing in the top 20 out of the whole race. The boys then went on to perform well at the MHAL Championship, in which 7 of the 9 runners recorded the season bests. The boys placed 11th out of the 20 teams at the MHAL Championship. All right, so moving on to my awards, I'm going to start off with MVP, and I'm actually going to just ask this athlete to stay up here and stand up in front of everyone, and it's kind of obvious who our MVP was throughout the season. It's going to be Jonah Aldhouse, so come on up. So I just found out today that Jonah probably had Lyme disease through at least half of the season and still was my leading runner in almost every single race of the season. He led the team as the lead runner for every race except for one in which he had taken a wrong turn, ran an extra half mile, and still placed in the top 5 for our team. I'll put it, simple terms, Jonah loves running. He ran about 40 to 50 miles a week, which sometimes for us, we maybe drive 40 to 50 miles a week, depending on what kind of car you got. But I led the team at the M Hall Championships with a time of 17:52 for 5K, which was his season best. He placed in the top 15 at sections. He was the second fastest sophomore in the section, and he's truly dedicated to the sport. And I look forward to seeing what he has in store for winter and spring track. All right. I'm going to move on to the Rookie of the Year. All right. So this Rookie of the Year, he decided to try out for cross country, first time ever as a senior, and ended up making our section team. The first week of practice, I wasn't really sure if he'd be showing up every day because he ended up throwing up, I think, almost every single day that week. And I was worried that maybe, he might not show up the following week, but he kept showing up no matter what, even when he was throwing up. I, at one point, was thinking maybe he likes throwing up more than he likes running. I don't know. But he always stepped up for other athletes that were sick or injured and ran as our 5th man at the Saugerties Invitational, in which we had placed 2nd. He ended the season with a season best time of around 21 minutes. I wish the best of luck to him in the future in their pursuits to further their education in college. And my Rookie of the Year is Fouad Sakir. Nice job, bud. Here you go. All right, so now moving on to my last award for today. We have the most improved. So this athlete went from just being able to run 2 miles at the first day or the first couple of weeks we had practice to then being able to run around 7 or 8 miles consistently by the end of the season. They would very responsible athlete, very dependable, always showed up. Even if they showed up late, I'd still have them run, and they would, get all their miles in even after, practice had ended. They were the sole freshman on the team, but worked just as hard as the upperclassmen. They were always able to manage their other clubs while still participating on the cross-country team, and they started the season at around 27 minutes for 5K to then end the season around 21 minutes at the M Hall meets. So that's about a 6-minute difference throughout the whole season. They medaled in the freshman race at the Saugerties Invitational. My most improved is Caleb St. Peter. I know, that thing's like confusing, right? Nice job, bud.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Wilson. Let's give it up one more time for the cross-country team, all their athletes and their award recipients. Coach has done a great job over the year recruiting players, recruiting runners, and really keeping their spirits up, keeping them involved in a sport that some people may find challenging, but he has really fostered a love for it amongst his student athletes, which is a great thing to see. So next up, we have our field hockey team. Coach Allen could not be with us tonight, so she did provide me with a message as well as her award recipients and her reasoning behind giving these awards. So I will read for Coach Allen. In my absence, thank you for the opportunity to recognize and honor my athletes. Thank you to the administration, the Board of Education, Athletic Director Matt Salomon, and most importantly, Kim Orr. You are the glue that holds everything together, providing the connection, support, and strength that makes everything function seamlessly. As I step away from coaching, I carry with me not just the wins and losses, but the lessons learned and the friendships made. Coaching has been more than a job for me. It has been a passion, a purpose, and a privilege. I have been fortunate to work alongside many talented and driven individuals, and for that, I am eternally grateful. I would like to recognize my varsity team this year, so now we'll recognize everybody on the roster. I'll read through all the names. Afterwards, we'll give a round of applause to all the students on the roster, and then we'll get into the awards. So when I read your name, please stand, and again, we'll all be acknowledged as one at the end. Emily Chipman, Rihanna Cox-Collins, Riley Deshawn, Madison Gordon, Sophiana Jacobs, Mia Lasanta, Vanessa Maciel, Elna Pagan, Michaela Reyes, Kylie Shirameta, Veda Stewart, Hadley Walsh, Divine Warnick, and Kelly Wilkes-Hills. Let's give a round of applause for our varsity field hockey team. Okay, now to the awards section. And I have to say, as myself speaking, being at essentially every home field hockey game, I can co-sign and agree with these awards, and really just speak to the whole spirit of the team, how they stuck with it, hung in there through what was a challenging season. So first, this athlete is a first-time goalie who stepped into goal and equipment like she was destined to play there. She had an amazing season where she gave everything she had during each game to keep our team competitive. While not a seasoned goalie, she kept getting better and better with every contest. I can only imagine what would have been had she stepped into her goalie gear as a freshman. She had the most stellar performance on her senior night that was truly a highlight reel of defense, showing her resilience and aggressive edge. She held Class A Pine Bush to 1 goal on 19 shots, making 18 amazing saves along the way. Thank you for stepping in and stepping up. The Iron Wall Award goes to Divine Wernick. And for the second award, this athlete is a leader and a talent. She is aggressive, stepping into passing lanes. Her drive is strong and her speed deceptive. She is tenacious, hungry, and a fierce competitor. Her versatility on the field allowed me to place her where we needed her most to help our team. She had a presence all over the field, which made quite impact during most contests. Her timely distributions and ability to eliminate defenders improved with each game. She's extremely coachable, consistent, reliable, and selfless. For me, she has been my most consistent as an invaluable offensive and defensive force. The best team player goes to Veda Stewart. And let's give it up one more time for our varsity field hockey team, all of our award recipients and the roster as a whole. Next up, I'd like to invite varsity girls soccer coach Matt Dama.
All right, good evening. In an effort to save some time, I'm going to piggyback on all the thank yous that the tennis coach gave. So we'll start with that. And then I'm going to add that Lee Augustine, we really appreciate all his help. And all the pictures he takes, he always captures the moment. And I'm sure you've seen it on Facebook. So thank you to Coach Augustine. Start off by naming our roster. So if I call your name, please stand up. Seniors Victoria Bonnets, Caroline Connor, Gisela Cruz, and Sienna Thomas. Juniors, Mariah Kinsey, Caitlin Brousseau, Lila Denman, Ayana DeMornay, Cassie Boyd. Oh, sorry. She's a 10th grader. 10th graders, we got Cassie Boyd, and 9th graders, Raina Luis. I can't read this, sorry, it's small. De La Cruz, Isabel DeJesus, Megan Wright, Luciana Fernandez, Maybelline Morales, and Shay Stewart. So I was super lucky to have a great group of girls this year. They were a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and some great singing on the bus, as always. This season, as much as I'd like to forget it all, because we were searching for a win, and sadly there were no playoffs. So we did have one win, but it turns out it was a scheduling error from the other school, so it ended up being a scrimmage, so it did not count. But, you know, up here and here, it counted. All right, so anyway, like I was saying, there was two players, though, that really made this season memorable and exciting. So if you were at any of our games, you could see that we were under constant pressure. We were facing 30 shots a game, and our defense was just nonstop, you know, under pressure. Our first award, surprisingly, is the Golden Boot Award. And the crazy thing about this is the player that's receiving the Golden Boot Award, who scores the most goals, is one of our defenders. And she played defense 95% of the season. She's one of our captains. She's really fast. If she did get beat, she was determined, and she would chase them down, and she would apply a very nice slide tackle, all ball, and maybe a little player after. And she deserves to be actually probably Defensive Player of the Year and Offensive Player of the Year. But the Golden Boot Award goes to Victoria Bonnets. A team high 4 goals this year, which, like I said, is not a lot, but at the same time, playing 95% of the time in a defensive role is very impressive. You said. So our second award is the MVP award. And if you've been to one of our games, you would immediately say, wow. This player faced almost 300 shots this year. She was like a brick wall. It was incredible to watch. Cat-like reflexes, diving saves. It was unbelievable. She is a great kid. She's always smiling. She played in goal when she had, what did you have? You had some lung thing going on. Pneumonia. She had pneumonia, and she continued to play. She wasn't sure she was going to play, and she came to see me, and she said, I don't think I'm going to play tomorrow. And I said, okay. I'm like, I understand you got pneumonia, but without you, it's going to be ugly. And if you could just stand there and just try a little bit, it'll be better than putting someone else in. So anyway, she's really good. She was voted as an all-star by the Coaches Association of Section 9. So she's a Class B all-star. So I nominated her, and the coaches in the league all voted, and They only pick 15 players in the league to be recognized, and she's one of 2 goalkeepers to get the award. So the MVP this year goes to Sienna Thomas. And I do believe she's good enough to play at the next level, and I really hope she does, so we'll see what happens.
Thank you very much, Coach Dom. Let's give one more round of applause to our girls varsity soccer team, our award recipients, the roster as a whole. Next up, we have our boys varsity soccer. I'd like to welcome up Coach Barrera.
All right. Good evening, everybody. I wrote a couple things down just so I didn't look completely lost up here, but this is my first one of these, so bear with me. First off, I'd like to say it's an absolute honor to be standing up here today. I was lucky enough to have attended Ellenville through my school years, learning life lessons from my incredible teachers and coaches. Some of you are still here, and I'm very happy to see that. The life lessons far exceeded anything within the classroom or the soccer pitch. And while time has passed, things have inevitably changed, and as I look around this room, it is clear to me that Ellenville remains a very special place, filled with incredible people dedicated and passionate about teaching the next generation. Instead of going through the laundry list of people I'd like to give one big fat thank you to all Ellenville staff, present, past, and future. Thanks for making this such a special place. All right, in terms of the roster for this year, again, stand up when you hear your name called. We'll hold applauses to the end. Isaac Calderon, Landon Cruz, Cleo Ferreira, CJ Hamill, Max Kinsey, Caleb Norat, Scott Ramos, Ernesto Santamaria, Brandon Taborda, Vinny Tapia, Nate Valdez, Jared Vieira, Matias Zuno, Robert Ossa, Caleb Jimenez, Frankie Maldonado, Jonathan Torres, Maddox Gilsafi, and Alan Ebrick. The beginning of this year, I think we all gathered our heads together, looked at what we had and our schedule and what we've done in the past, and I think as a collective we decided that we were going to show up, we were going to work hard every day, and we were going to get better. And I want to thank my team, all of you, for staying committed to that mission. We certainly have gotten a lot better during the season. I have two awards to give out today. On the topic of getting better, we'll start there with the most improved player. Now, this person came to me the first week of practice, having not played soccer before, and we really needed a goalkeeper. So, so John Torres showed up every day. We worked in the goal nonstop. At times, I had to make him run laps just because he can be a little much at times, but we all love him just the same. So thank you, John Torres. Come on up. All right, and for my MVP, pardon me, for my MVP, this person showed up the first day of camp, really, not even preseason yet, but pre-preseason, and as I'm struggling, taking 5 trips, carrying equipment from my car to the field, back and forth, he said, "Hey, coach, you need a hand?" And every single day, I could always count on him to help me up, give me a hand when I needed a hand, also to run practices and to help out wherever he could. On the field, he was an absolute workhorse, covering every single blade of grass. And yeah, I'm absolutely honored that I got to have him for his senior year, and he's my MVP. Nate Valdez, come up here. Thank you so much to the boys varsity, to Ellenville Central. It's been a real honor. Thank you.
All right, a couple more teams left before I move on. Again, one more round of applause for the boys varsity soccer team and Coach Pereira. Coach Pereira stepped in his first year, did a great job in developing these boys, and really, I think the future is bright for our boys soccer program as well. Next up, I'd like to welcome up Coach Paulson for boys golf.
How you doing, everybody? Just once again, want to thank everybody. The school is amazing and very supportive. Mr. Salomon is amazing, and as always, the lovely Mrs. Orr. Round of applause again, because she's the best. I'm also hijacking this to do senior recognition because nobody shows up to watch golf matches, which is okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. But if you ever want to come out, there's a nice patio, and you could have a nice cold beverage like water or iced tea or soda, and you could watch the match if you want next year, you know. I also want to thank the town and the village and Tom Wright and the staff at the Gunk, because they do an amazing job. And they let us play for free all year round, so it's awesome. So round of applause to them. So first, I want to seniors recognize. He also played soccer. He sometimes just didn't show up, but I figured he was probably at soccer. Hopefully, I know his mother, so I definitely know he wasn't doing anything bad. So I know he was at soccer practice or a game. I just want to thank John for really coming out to play golf and having a really good time, even though it's an impossible sport, and he thought he could hit a ball because he played baseball. He was very wrong, but he showed up and we had a fantastic time. So our senior is Jonathan Torres. The second one, I'll hold off. We'll do a combined. We'll go to our first award first. First off, I want to do the roster. Sorry, after this. So our roster. This is, I think, one of our biggest teams we ever had. Considering my first year, I had like half a kid, and that's not a short joke. But we have 8 kids now this year, so we are growing fast, and a bunch of underclassmen, which is good. So just stand up and I call your name: Colton Backel, Hayden Budd, Aiden Blavel, Jonathan Torres, Tyler Dams, Lane McQuillan, Easton Avery, and Brock Pinkerus. It really is great to have people try new things, right? So in our community, it's not often that you get to go experience golf, but if anybody wants to try, you can always show up to a practice. And the beauty of it is, as you get older, you know how important it is. You play for free all year round as a high schooler on the team, and that will never happen again because golf is a very expensive sport. So it's something that if you want to try next year, come out. No pressure. We don't even sweat really. We just walk and hit a ball that sits there. All right, it's not that hard. It is hard, but you'll be all right. So try it out next year. All right. So this year we were 6-6. It was a fantastic year, most wins we've had in 7 years, and our team was really resilient. Right, it's a hard sport, so they were resilient and they were a great bunch. They laughed the entire time, and the bus rides are hilarious. And we spent $30 on a burrito one time. Long story, but Brock Pinkhurst he's a special one. But the whole group was fantastic, so thank you guys for a great year. And on to our first award, we have the Coaches Award. This kid, he also works at the golf course, so I know it's tough sometimes to work at a place and stay there after and want to be there after, because once you're done off work, as you know, we as teachers do it too. That bell rings, we're at 2:45 and we try to run to our car, right, sometimes? So this kid, he stays after and he plays on weekends and on his off days. When I ask him to do a drill or to watch after the crew, he really does a really good job and he's supportive. So our Coaches Award goes to Tyler Dams. Our next award goes to our other senior. I can't say enough. This kid is probably the most competitive kid I've ever met, besides Alan. Sorry, Alan, you're definitely more competitive, so I'll give you that. But he's right there. Luckily, he is his best friend. Well, unfortunately, because I'm sure Alan beats him in everything. But not golf, at least. But this kid is if there was a gym rat, you'd call him a gym rat, even though it's on a golf course. He lives and breathes golf, which is awesome for me because I'm kind of at a point where that's all I do is play golf and think about golf. And in the summertime, if I'm sitting home, he'll give me a call and say, like, what are you doing? And if I say, like, sitting around, he'll call me a bum, and he'll make me come to the golf course, so he keeps me active. And he finally took me down this year. He beat me for the first time. So he ran to Bonnets the next day, and I think he maybe even framed the scorecard. But he really is somebody that lives and dies with golf, and he works his butt off, so he deserves all the things he's got. He placed 6th at the Mahal tournament in a day that was like 30 degrees and windy, and if you've ever hit a golf ball wrong or a baseball wrong in the cold, you know that your fingers don't like you. So he battled through a really tough day and got 6th and qualified for sections. So I'm really excited to do that in the spring with him. He has a school record in scoring average, and he has a school record round of 4 under par in a match, which is incredible. And I really can't wait to see what he has moving forward. Our senior and our MVP is Colton Backel. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you very much, Coach Paulson, the varsity boys golf team. Thank you for keeping the applause going. So we do now have our final fall sport, and for that I'd like to welcome up Coach Kavanaugh, Coach Grigliano, and Coach Bordinsky, and they will recognize our varsity football team. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you, everyone. First, I'd like to thank Coach Kroger, Coach Schoonmaker, and Coach Dorda for coaching our modified football team this year. I want to have a special shout out here. This gentleman has been a godsend to us, to the Ellenville School. So, Mr. Mosley, I'm not sure if you're here or not, but if you are, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. He is our new athletic trainer, and I just want to thank you for everything you've did all season to help our athletes throughout the practice week and game night. So, Mr. Mosley, big shout out to you. Thank you very much. I also want to thank these two gentlemen to my left, Coach Griggs and Coach Wardinsky, for everything they do to help me and our team be successful. I would like to thank all the parents that helped organize our team dinners and prepare delicious meals and desserts every week. I want to thank Mrs. Conacher and the Booster Club, the PTO, the Board of Education, our grounds crew for setting up the tunnel and lining our field each home game, and our junior, senior high school administration and entire staff for supporting Ellenville athletics and our athletes. Lastly, I would like to thank our AD, Mr. Matt Salamone, and our secretary, Ms. Kim Orr, for all of their hard work and dedication throughout the year. All right, football guys, as I say your name, please stand. Hold the applause to the end. Starting in by grade level. Freshman, singular freshman, Lucas Grenier. Sophomores, Nyshawn Abney, Jesse Bradford, Cage Burns, Jaden Coppersmith, Xavier Lasanta, Dyron Laurel, Sebastian Montalvo, Dylan Mosier, Cody Randazzo, and Robert Russell. Juniors, Jonathan Conacher, Ryan Conklin, Dylan Ernst, Walter Ganga, Cassius Gray, Joshua Ramirez, Austin Salstrom, and Christian Zielinski. Last but not least, our seniors, Kwaku Bohan Jr., Pedro Bonachea, Geronimo Davila, Marcus Lewis Rivera, Gavin McGuire, Xavier Maldonado, Jason Mann, J-Rod Neville, and Davian Barra. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, I'm going to try and keep it together tonight, and I tell the kids, the coaches too, I'm that coach that I try and just, as they say, I'm 100. I try and keep it real. So hope this doesn't come off too bad, but I'm an honest guy and I need to speak my mind. We came short of our ultimate goal, which was a Section 9 championship. As much as I enjoy this night honoring our football team, I wish we were still practicing under the lights for tomorrow's championship game. If you walk the halls this week, you can still see that the team and the coaches are still not over the loss from Friday night. After the loss, I did not give the team a speech about how great of a season they had or how they should be thankful that they made it this far. Instead, I reminded them of how much I love and care about them as a team and as individuals. In my opinion, that is more important than wins and losses and accomplishments. And this is the reason I still coach to this day. That feeling of passion and care toward each kid is the why I still coach, and that can't be manufactured. You only form those relationships through the ups and downs that only the game of football teaches us, and I would not have it any other way. That being said, we did qualify for the playoffs as the number 4 seed and hosted Tri-Valley, the number 5 seed, at home. It was the first playoff home football game since 2019 for the Blue Devils. We advanced to the semifinals of the playoffs by defeating Tri-Valley 30-28. Unfortunately, we lost to Pauling 42-34 the following week at Pauling, which was the number 1 seed. We ended the season 5-4 overall and a 3-1 division record. Senior night was special as we defeated Millbrook 38-6, and everything about that night's atmosphere was fantastic. The game was 8-6 in favor of Ellenville at halftime. Ellenville then scored 30 unanswered points in the second half to win the game. The players also enjoyed running out of our inflatable tunnel and smoke machine during that game and all of our home games, which was donated by Mr. and Mrs. Rzemenecki. One of the most exciting and thrilling games I have ever been a part of in all my years of coaching was our home playoff game versus Tri-Valley, and that is the truth. I was so proud of how the team responded to adversity all night, and us winning on the very last play of the game with no time remaining was a very proud moment for the coaches and our team. That is what makes the game of football and Friday Night Lights so unique compared to all the other sports. The memories that we created throughout this season will stay with the players for a lifetime, especially that night against Tri-Valley. Outstanding season achievements, okay? Unfortunately, due to the timing of this banquet, football is still going on, so there's no postseason awards for football. So I'll find out some things next week. The Times Herald record, the Freeman, if someone makes it to states, we're not gonna know that until about Christmas, so I can skip all that for now. That being said, we have our own awards, but before I get to that, outstanding season achievements, just quickly here. Famous quote, thank a lineman, because without them, the individual and team stats are not possible, which makes football the ultimate team game. Pedro Bonachea rushed for 1,236 yards and led our team with 17 rushing touchdowns as a first-year starting quarterback. He now joins the single-season 1,000-yard club, which is displayed on a banner in our high school gym. Ryan Conklin led our team with 5 interceptions on the year. Christian Zielinski led our team with 59 tackles. Marcus Lewis Rivera led our team with 3 receiving touchdowns and 198 receiving yards. And Jason Mann, Gavin McGuire, and Austin Salstrom anchored our offensive line, along with many others that played a vital role for this year on offense, defense, and special teams. All right. That being said, our first trophy, we have 3 of them, okay? The 2024 Ellenville Offensive MVP goes to, he was our engine. He was the brains behind the operation, and I can proudly say this, I, as a coach, have never given it to this position group, but this person by far was our most valuable player on offense, and that's right, we're looking at him. That is you, young man. Jason Mann, get your butt up here. All right, well deserved. Our second award is the 2024 Ellenville Defensive MVP, okay? This kid was all over the field. I kind of said his name earlier. He might be leading the section as well in this category, but our defensive MVP, which was a tough vote, as all the votes are, okay, goes to junior Ryan Conklin. Come on up, bud. Unfortunately, Ryan was not able to play in the polling game due to an injury, but he was a big part of helping our team defeat Tri-Valley, and he was the one player, I keep getting asked, who is that kid that knocked the ball out with no time remaining? That was this young man. That's not why he won the award, but that was this young guy right here, Ryan Conklin. All right. And last but not least, and this award, this sums up Ellenville football right here. But before we get to that, I don't know if they're still in the audience or not, but I always want to thank Fran Sovak and the rest of the Sovak family for allowing us to continue this prestigious award in honor of Ellenville football coach Jack Sovak. So our last award is called the Jack Sovak Football Award. It is an award presented in the memory of the former teacher and head football coach Jack Sovak. This award symbolizes the fine qualities that Jack possessed. The recipient must possess the following qualities: strong leadership skills, passion of the game, great work ethics, the ability to motivate others, and a complete dedication to the entire football program. So normally, last year's recipient, which was Jacob Wright, would come up here and he would give you a speech and he would introduce the winner. Jacob could not make it tonight, but he did share with us the following words that I'm going to read aloud. Hi, my name is Jacob Wright. I am so sorry for not being here to give out this award in person. I would also like to congratulate the Ellenville football team for making the playoffs. The SOVAC award meant a lot to me. It wasn't just based on athletic ability, but rather on hard work, dedication, and leadership, all traits this year's recipient displays. We, him and this player, shared many plays on offense and defense together, football heartbreaks, and completions. This year's SOVAC award winner has dedicated many hours to Ellenville football. Now, without me losing it, I'm going to pass the mic to Coach Grigliano, who's going to say a few words about this young man, and then we'll present the award to him. Coach, you're on, bud. Good luck.
So when we were trying to decide who was getting the awards, and we decided who was going to be, I don't normally ever speak at football night. It's tracks my time. But when we decided who it is, I was like, I got to talk. This kid has moved so much. From a conversation with his mom after his freshman year, where he was like, she's like, I don't know if he's going to play football. He had a back injury. He may never play. He went from a tight end to a linebacker to a D end to whatever we need him to be. I had the honor to coach him year round. I look forward to 2 more seasons. The kid is such a natural born leader. And I'm proud to give this award to Pedro Bonachea.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate the patience. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's give one more round of applause to our varsity football coaching staff and all of our players as well. Congratulations to our award recipients. So before we conclude the night, we do want to take a moment to recognize our student athletes who were able to accomplish something in the classroom as well as on the field, right? The big part of being a student athlete is the student part, right, of accomplishing your goals and setting an example in the classroom. So we definitely want to recognize those student athletes who were able to become scholar athletes this first marking period. So I will read off a list of all of our scholar athletes on the teams that are participating in this fall season, and these scholar athletes are our athletes that received a 90% or higher GPA. So, and just as we've done in the past, I will read through the entire list, and then we'll give a round of applause for all of our student athletes. And if your name is read, please rise so we can acknowledge you and congratulate you. Conway Hamill, Nathaniel Valdez, Brandon Taborda, Alan Ibrick, Robert Osa, Matthias Uno, Caleb Nurat Roldan, Scott Ramos, Isaiah Calderon, Ernesto Santamaria, Hayden Blauvelt, Hayden Budd, Tyler Dams, Lance McQuillan, Colton Piquel, Victoria Bonnets, Cassandra Boyd, Carolyn Connor, Gisela Cruz, Isabel de Jesus, Lila Denman, Mariah Kinsey, Shay Stewart, Sienna Thomas, Megan Wright, Eva Orfanos, Jonah Allhouse, Devian Para, Austin Sahlstrom, Jack Henry, Evan Levine, Katie McQuillan, Fode Sakar, Caleb St. Peter, Shayana Torres, Riley Deshawn, Madison Gordon, Sophiana Jacobs, Mia Lasanta, Elna Pagan, Michaela Reyes, Beta Stewart, Kaylee Wilkes-Hiltz, Hadley Walsh, Ayana Castano, Emma Deshawn, Kaylin Evans, Lily Horvath, Isabel Lewis Rivera, Deshawn Abney, Pedro Bonachea, Jesse Bradford, Cage Burns, Jonathan Conacher, Ryan Conklin, Cassius Gray, Marcus Lewis Rivera, Xavier Maldonado, Kristen Zielinski, and Geronimo Davila. Let's give a round of applause to all of our scholar athletes. And as you can see, before we leave, as you can see from the amount of student athletes that we have standing up, that were just acknowledged, they do a great job of setting the tone in our building, being an example for our other students and younger student athletes. And as a result of their hard work and the hard work of their teammates, we have a number of scholar athlete teams as well. So I'll read through those teams as well. And that, to become a scholar athlete team, 75% of your team needs to have a 90% or higher average. And we have a number this season, so it's great to hear. So this season we have boys golf, boys soccer, girls soccer, cross country, and field hockey. So congratulations to those teams. And I will say, we do have two more teams that I do want to acknowledge who were so close to 89% in football and volleyball. So really, all of our student athletes do a great job of maintaining their grades, setting a tone in the building, and just being a great example for other students. There are a couple people I want to make sure are acknowledged that I left out in the beginning. Again, the food that was provided to us was from Wilson, so I want to give them a round of applause for doing such a great job. Someone else who was always helping out in the athletic department and was instrumental in providing everything tonight as well is Patty Steinhoff, so I want to give her a big round of applause as well. And really, everybody, I thank you all for coming out. It's been a great night. Before you leave, if there was a picture that you wanted in the cafeteria and you weren't able to grab, you can come get it tomorrow from the athletic office. Before you leave, if there's a picture up front that you like, and you're in and it means something to you, you can take it as well. But as we go, I want to, again, thank everybody. The video that we tried to play earlier will be up on social media. It will be up on our website. Big shout out and thank you to Eva for putting that together for us. But that will be available for you. And thank you, and have a good night.
All right, Mr. Kavanaugh, why did you decide to become a football coach?
I decided to become a football coach a long time ago. I knew I wanted to be a football coach as soon as I graduated high school. I wanted to hopefully someday give back to my community, and I was fortunate enough to get a job back at the community I was raised, and I wanted to give back. I also enjoyed football growing up. It taught me a lot of lessons that, sometimes the core subjects, even the special subjects, do not teach you. Okay, you learn a good amount about yourself and others just playing the game of football. So due to the great coaching that I had as a kid, that inspired me to want to come back and be a coach as well and give back to the community, and I enjoy working with kids.
All right. What is something that you would tell younger girls about your sport, which is field hockey?
That if you're like hesitating about it, just go for it. It's a lot of fun, and yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's easy to pick up on. You just gotta be ready to work.
All right, Kwaku, what is your favorite thing about playing football?
My favorite thing about playing football is enjoying the moments with my friends and getting the whole of Ellenville to support us.
All right, thank you.
What would you tell younger boys who are thinking of joining football as their main sport?
I would tell the younger generation that football is very fun. I love it. Try it out. If it's not for you, it's not for you, but give it a shot.
All right, thank you. What is one reason why you're happy that Ellenville gives us a chance to have field hockey as a sport?
Probably because it offers us to have field hockey so we can compete with other teams and other schools. And the program has definitely died down a bit since after COVID, but we're still keeping it, which I'm really happy about
because my sister did it, so now I get to do it, and I want to try to keep that going. And for all the kids that are coming up next year, because I know there's a lot interested in the elementary. So.
And what would you tell those little girls in elementary?
Probably tell them to keep practicing at it, keep going at it, because by the time they come here, we really want to have a strong, dependent team who can communicate so they get to know each other well. So something that we didn't get to have as much since we didn't have it modified, and this is our first year. So hopefully they'll bond and get stronger.
All right, Easton.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you join golf?
All right, so the reason I joined golf is because my dad, he used to play when he was really younger in Florida, and he was, really good at it. So he kind of wanted me to, pick up, after him playing it as well. So that's why I gave it out a shot. And, I'll go out with him, and I'll go out with the team and play and basically work on it. So.
What is one thing you would tell younger boys about soccer?
It's a great way to make new friends and just a good way to get outside and just get some exercise.
All right, Jason, can you tell me why you joined football?
I joined football because I grew up watching it as a kid, and I got an opportunity to play at a young age, and ever since then, the coaching taught me to love it, and I love it ever since.
All right. Now, how does it make you feel to be a part of Ellenville outside of the academics?
Being part of the football team, it's like a big family. In school, you always got each other's back. They always help you. All that. Yeah.
Suiva, why'd you join tennis?
I joined tennis because when I was a little bit younger, I would watch Stefanos Tsitsipas, a Greek tennis player, playing the sport. And it made me realize how much of an empowering and beautiful sport tennis is. And this also made me more willing to try out the sport, as I've never really seen a Greek athlete, and I never got invested in a Greek athlete before. So it made me want to try it out. So my freshman year, I decided to give it a go, not expecting to go far. And now, in my third year playing, I proved my younger self wrong. And I accomplished a lot that made myself, my peers, and my family proud. And one thing that really made myself proud was being able to be singles one and go into Mahals and compete, which was a great experience. So yeah.
Can you tell me what inspired you to coach golf?
So I've never played golf when I was younger, but as I got older, I kind of picked it up. I'm not saying it's an old people sport, but it's something that I kind of started to pick up after playing organized sports, and I found it to be the most challenging, humbling, greatest, worst sport ever. So I took a very good liking to it, and it really does teach you a lot about yourself, and it's all on you, which that I also like too. So it inspired me to try to teach that to some more kids to kind of challenge themselves in a sport that's literally impossible. It really is one of the hardest sports ever, so it incentivized me to challenge kids and to challenge themselves. And I think it's one of the best sports ever, so I love it, and hopefully I can pass that on to some kids.
Hard sport.
Yeah, I would consider it hard because you have to have a good mindset of playing when you're playing. You want to think positive. You want to oh, I'm going to hit a good shot. I'm going to play well today. And more, because if you just don't have the great mindset of playing and you walk in thinking you're going to do bad, then you're going to do bad. But if you actually do great, then you could excel.
All right, Kwaku. Is there a lesson that you've learned with these 2 years of playing football?
Yeah, I learned that learn discipline actually, because if you're not disciplined with the game, you could get.
Inspired you to be a coach?
Kind of love working with kids, and I've been doing it for over 15 years. So, it's not about prestige or money. It's about helping people, because people helped me when I was younger. So I'm giving back.
Now, what about tennis in particular, since you're such a great tennis coach?
Well, tennis, that's been a passion since I was 9, 10 years old. I won a tennis racket playing bingo, and I just started hitting against the wall, and the rest is history.
That's the story. The rest is
ever
history.
since. That's right.
All right, well, thank you.